coordinated Western backlash is gathering pace against Israel over its plans to expand settlements in the occupied West Bank. Britain, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Canada, and Norway have jointly condemned Israel's E1 settlement project, warning that the move threatens Palestinian territorial continuity and could severely damage prospects for a two-state solution.
The E1 settlement will undermine the prospect of the two-state solution by driving a wedge through the West Bank and harming the territorial contiguity of the Palestinian territories.
The Western governments are demanding that Israel immediately retract the plans and halt further settlement expansion. They are also sending a warning directly to companies. Businesses should not bid for the construction tenders and could face legal and reputational consequences if they participate. Germany is taking an increasingly hard line on the issue. Berlin says the latest Israeli moves in the West Bank are deeply concerning and warns that settlement construction, political measures, and other actions must not become a path toward de facto annexation.
There must be no further annexation steps in the West Bank, neither formal nor political, structural, or other measures that increasingly evidently lead to annexation. They oppose a two-state solution. Israel must treat Palestinians humanely as an occupying power, protect their property, and ensure public administration and humanitarian supply.
And Berlin is signaling that the response may go beyond diplomatic condemnation. Germany says European foreign ministers are preparing to discuss targeted measures against radical politicians who call for violations of human dignity and international law. The issue is expected to come up at an upcoming informal meeting of EU foreign ministers.
I know that settler violence is not limited to Kusra. It is all over the place, and you don't even need international law for that. I mean, violence against other human beings is illegal under any circumstances, so it needs to stop. And obviously, the occupation authorities have a responsibility to take care of that. What I see today is that there are insufficient measures taken to stop these rampant settlers to do this kind of violence.
But the most explosive warning comes from Washington's own representative in Israel. U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee has publicly condemned violent settler activity in the West Bank, saying attacks designed to create fear and change people's behavior fit the historical definition of terror. His remarks come as a Palestinian-American homeowner remains at the center of a settler confrontation in Kusra.
When you engage in activity that is intended to change the behavior and to create fear in an individual, an entire society, or a community, that is the definition, the historic dictionary definition of terror. So I don't know what else to call it. The tragedy is that this represents a tiny, tiny minority. And when it happens to an American citizen, as it did recently, then it is our responsibility as an American embassy to engage and to be as strong as we can be in saying, this is unacceptable behavior. They are hurting Israel. They're hurting its reputation, and they are hurting the Jewish people.
The message from Israel's Western partners is becoming increasingly difficult to dismiss as routine diplomatic criticism. 7 governments are warning over E1. Germany is rejecting annexation and discussing possible targeted measures, while America's ambassador is using the language of terror over settler violence. For Netanyahu's government, the question now is whether Western pressure remains political or turns into concrete action against settlement expansion and those driving it.